All right, people, welcome to Scam Artist TV. I'm your host, Paulthewysguy. I'm joined by my group of co-hosts. Now we're going to talk about another anime, which is Kuroko No Basket. Now, actually, Kuroko No Basket is starting to gain a lot of popularity, or is pretty popular already. I want to say that even in the most recent top 10 shonen manga or anime shows, that it's made top 10. So it definitely has a lot of popularity behind it, and for good reason. I told the guys in the group, hey, get on this. I powered through the first season, and then luckily I stumbled upon it right as season 2 was dropping. So I've been watching season 2. I really love this anime. So the first thing I'll do is go ahead and say that if you've watched previous sports anime or shows like about basketball, the most popular one or the most notable one is Slam Dunk. And I gotta be honest, I've never cared for Slam Dunk. I've watched it, I read, I just never cared for it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I also felt like it didn't really capture American basketball. And obviously it wasn't about Americans, but it still didn't capture American basketball and its essence. I feel like the show didn't understand basketball. I feel like it was about something else, and basketball was kind of like the backdrop to it. Whereas in Kuroko No Basket, I feel the opposite. I feel like basketball is at the forefront, and that everything else is at the backdrop. Now, Kuroko does have its own little tropes and things that you see in there, but like I will say that even with their tropes, they're kind of off the beaten path. Like the main character isn't the typical type of main character that you see throughout the other anime and manga, and he's actually pretty interesting because we're used to seeing like really riled up, fiery protagonists or these very shy, reluctant protagonists, and he's like at the middle of all that. He's so even keel, and then there's just like a colorful gathering of antagonists, so to speak. I mean, I don't know how to categorize them. What would you guys call the generation of miracles? Because they're, for the most part, they're rivals. So,
yeah.
All right. So then,
more like anti-heroes, I would think.
Yeah, it probably is a good way to put it. But like, basically, to sum up what I think the show is about, Kuroko is this kind of invisible character or person. He doesn't have much of a presence. People don't recognize him or don't see him. And he played for this team that became really popular, called the Generation of Miracles. And each of them had their own special talent that made them really strong as a basketball player. And just imagine like the dream team. That's what the Generation of Miracles is kind of like, a dream team. And Kuroko was a sixth man for the dream team. And basically from there, they graduate from middle school or junior high or whatever they do, and they go to high school, and they all go to separate schools now. And so everybody wants to, from the Generation of Miracles, kind of take their own team from their high school and become the best high school team in Japan. And Kuroko, he has his own method of doing that. So we get this whole show about him and, his rivals. So I'm going to start opposite direction this time. Stardager, tell me how you feel about Kuroko No Basket.
As Paulie said, he put me onto this, and sports, anime, manga in general, because I didn't mess with any of that. I didn't really see why I should be watching a sports anime. I didn't really understand what it would bring to the table, and still, I will even put this in a separate category. I still feel like I don't know if I like sports anime in general, but Kuroko No Basketball is amazing. The writing's dope. The story's dope. And the grasp on basketball is completely amazing. I love it. Love it. I powered through the first season. I finished up all of the second season that's available right now. And Kuroko No Basketball is amazing. I love every aspect of it. Even the characters, even the characters that aren't supposed to be likable are likable,
Right.
So, it's just an enjoyable show, one, if you're definitely a fan of sports anime, you definitely should watch it. And two, if you're just a fan of good TV, watch it.
Right.
That's it.
right, Ron, give me your take on Kuroko No Basket.
Well, I haven't had a chance to watch
right, that's right. I'm sorry, you haven't had a chance to.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to. No,
Get
but
on that,
actually,
man.
I want. Huh?
Yeah, we're gonna come back to you. We're gonna come back to you.
Yeah, I need
We're gonna ridicule you for this.
I need to. So what I'm gonna do is this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Samurai Flamenco to the side and come back to it later, and I'm gonna get in to this anime, this basketball anime.
You probably
everyone's talking about it.
You probably won't miss anything in Samurai Flamenco. Then again, knowing Samurai Flamenco, he might go Super Saiyan in the next 3 episodes. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell him.
Well, he better if he wants to keep me watching. That's all I can say.
Clint, that's exactly how it was. That's exactly how it was, Clint.
Yo, he's better if he wants to keep watching. All right, Clint. How you feel about it?
Man, I'm a huge fan of good writing, and this is an example of pretty good writing. I mean, there's not a whole lot of plot twist to it, but it's got interesting characters, which is, that's what I want. I want a good ensemble of cast, to, just have really good, character development and all that kind of stuff. That's a big pet peeve on my part, and this show is really good. It's really good about, I guess the pacing is actually pretty good, despite the fact that they do the whole Prince of Tennis thing where, like, I played college tennis, so when I watched Prince of Tennis, I was immediately like, this is stupid, so I shut it off. And, because they would be like, oh my gosh, he's so good. It's like 15-love of the first game of the first set of the match, and it's like you can't really analyze him that down, and so I was like, whatever, but they kind of do that a little bit in this one.
Yeah. You know what? We're going to talk about Prince of Tennis after you're done, because that's a really good comparison that you're making there. All right, keep going.
Yeah, and anyways, but there's not really the typical, like you said, like the whole tropes and stuff. It's not there anymore again, which is good. Because I was telling my friend about that the other day. I was like, we need a series of anime that just attacks that and just flip it on its head and give us something fresh and new. That's what this does. It's really good about that. It's the main character. At first, I was like, okay, this is the main guy, right? Because Kagami looks like the main guy right now, but it goes back and forth, which is exactly what the relationship is. It just goes back and forth. I love that. I think that's really good. Yeah. Man, what else can I say, man? It's a really good show, really entertaining. The only real drawback I can give this show is when the coach is able to read people's power levels, which
bizarre.
Yeah.
And she has one of those.
Like, wait, she's looking at
She's like,
yeah. She's like, she's got like a scouter.
Right.
Hey, my favorite part, like they have a little bit of fan service in here. It's not a whole lot, but a little bit. My favorite part is when she like does a reading on another girl's breast. It is awesome. Like she's just like,
yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're right.
It can get a little it can get a little ridiculous, but I mean that's just anime, and I mean like I said, pacing's good, writing's good, characters are good. If I had to like really like review the thing, give it a star rating, I would say like you have to see it. It's a good show, so that's what I think.
I'd agree with that. So I want to pick up on something you said before I go into the Prince of Tennis comparison, because I thought that was really good. But you mentioned pacing and character development and ensemble, and what this show does is really, really good at like pacing, not just pacing though, but like transitioning between characters, because there are a host of characters that they have to kind of equally develop, and they're doing that pretty well. Throughout season 1 and thus far in season 2. I'd say that like that's a huge credit to the writer, to the author, because he does a really good job at switching between each of these generations of miracles, because there's 5 generation of miracle characters, and then there's also Kuroko and Kagami, which are the 2 main characters back at the school that Kuroko goes to. So, but then they also have to kind of juggle the other teammates of Kuroko and Kagami, like Teppei and is it Juga? Like, what's the guy who shoots the threes? I really like him, his character, because like he got some really good development. Yeah, Kyuga. So, if I had to say who was the only person that's kind of underdeveloped, is the coach, the girl coach. She is pretty much the only character that doesn't get a boost. Like, in fact, in season 2, they even bring her dad in to like kind of take over for a little bit of the training, and it kind of underplays her actual value in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion. But what do you say?
I feel like it's intentional.
Yeah.
I feel like it's intentional. I feel like they don't want anybody to really overshadow any other character, to overshadow the basketball players. I think like your sole purpose of watching that show is to look at the basketball players and see their interaction with each other and the other teams, you know?
Okay.
I feel like the coach is you need to have a coach on a team, so that's why the coach is there. You know, I feel like that's what that is. I don't feel like her role is supposed to be major.
All right. Okay. So now let's talk about Prince of Tennis. Like, so I played high school tennis. Obviously Clint said he played college tennis. Like, for me, I felt like Prince of Tennis gets a lot of criticism on one hand, and it gets a lot of praise on another hand. Like, one of the things about Prince of Tennis is, much like Slam Dunk, it's not really about tennis. Tennis is more or less the backdrop for that show. So I could see why a person who's actually played tennis and is in that sport and kind of amongst that can say, yeah, this isn't really what tennis is like, because it's not. Because like this game, that anime and that show was really kind of like a battle manga and using tennis to accomplish the goal. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that in a way, like Prince of Tennis kind of Kuroko is more like a balanced version of Prince of Tennis. Like, I feel like in Prince of Tennis, like certain characters would get like built up and like they would be just a little bit overpowered. Like, I can't remember the coach or the captain rather for the Prince of Tennis, but like he was just like unbeatable. Like he was unbeatable, and there was no strong or valid reason as to why. It was just that he was just unbeatable. He was Superman of that show, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, whereas in Kuroko, I feel like at any given time, even though Iome is like the guy to beat right now, like he doesn't feel unbeatable. He just feels unbeatable at this point in time. But you know that Kagami and Kuroko could potentially overcome that. Even Kisei, like, he's my favorite character, to be fair. He has the most potential of the generation of miracles. That being able to just like completely copy anybody. By the way, I posted a picture in the group, and maybe I'll add it in the video later.
Loved it.
But like, I posted this picture of Michael Jordan saying, "Anybody want to play horse?" And then Kisei saying, "Sure." And then like Michael like, "Fuck, yeah." So, like, you'll see what I mean. But like, anyway, the point is, because Kisei, he can copy anybody's ability, so he's a pretty interesting character because of that. But he's not like, usually when you get a show where a person has the ability to copy, they usually are dense or pretty stupid or get tricked very easily. And Kisei is actually like not like that. He's not arrogant. He's very humble, and his ability to copy is just like really kind of touching into his true strength, which is that he doesn't have an upper register, and that's pretty crazy. So I really like that. So anyway, all in all, like
the copying of the abilities.
Once again,
you know, with the copying of the abilities, that's the only power on that show, I guess, if you want to call it power, skill, or whatever, that could almost be done in real life. That's the only thing I think that is like relatable to real life basketball. There are people that go on the basketball court and can imitate immediately. I knew a couple people, you know. Yeah.
I will say that
imitate and just like destroy it.
I will say that in season 2, I'm starting to see that it's becoming more battle than it is basketball. Like in the first season, it was just like strictly basketball. And then that's why I kind of gave it a lot of praise in that regard. But even though I'm hooked into the show right now, and I'm not gonna stop watching it or whatever because it's changing a little bit. But I think like now it's starting to become more anime-ish, if that makes sense. In the way in its presentation, like for instance, Kuroko's new pass, the Kai,
what is it?
Oh,
yeah, the Kai pass. Yeah.
The Ignite pass, Kai.
The Kai Ignite, yeah, Kai Ignite. Yeah.
Hey, but I was like, when I saw it, I was like, is he about to do a fireball? Like, he just Hadouken the
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he just Kamehameha?
Oh, he was like,
you charge it up too.
Yo, I was like, he's about to Kamehameha the ball. He's about to. So, anyway.
Isn't that a carry?
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty dope. All right,
yeah,
Ryan,
totally is.
The next segment, we're just gonna ridicule Ron just for not watching Kuroko No Basket. Like all the shows you've been throwing at our feet, you threw Samurai Flamenco at our feet. Like it was a struggle to get through some of them first episodes. Like the first 3 episodes, that was tough. You gotta watch Kuroko. Kuroko from episode 1 is good.
I do.
I was just about to say that. I feel like Kuroko was like good right out the box. Like you don't even have to warm up to Kuroko. You turn it on, you're like, this shit's dope. Samurai Flamenco, bruv.
Kuroko is like that food that you don't even have to put in the microwave. You gotta put flamenco in the microwave and like for 3 minutes. Take it out, stir it up, put it back in. Like no. Like Kuroko, you just go right there.
Ketchup, hot sauce. You still gotta make it enjoyable.
Good point. All right, so
Flamenco is good. You guys gotta just keep watching it.
As always, I'm Paulie the Wise Guy. Follow me on Twitter at Paulie the Wise Guy. And you can follow these fellas here, Stardager at Stardager, S.C.A.M. Ron at Ron's Legacy, Clint at Mr. C Diggity. Is that right, bro? All right, cool. Yeah. Also join the Facebook group, like our Facebook page. We are S.C.A.M artists, and the S.C.A.M artists debate group. Go to Facebook /Geekaholics for our Facebook page. Join the group, come in, mix it up, debate with us. Also, don't forget to answer our question and put some comments below. Like, subscribe, you know the deal. All right. Salute.
Peace.
100.